What are you guys doing? For people to walk in one direction?
Correct.
Okay, this is insanity. You know this.
Oh, you're well aware of it.
What the? God, this is crazy.
You know what happens when you blow people authority, like selectmen and stuff?
Who's the town manager for Swampscott?
Ron Fitzgerald.
And I bet he supports Charlie Baker. Oh my God! So people, now what happens if I don't walk? And what if I do this? And I will, because this is what I'm going to do. What happens if I do this? What do they do to me?
I have no idea. It's a suggestion. I don't know.
This is I know you guys are doing your job, but this is insanity. This is tyranny. That's what this is. This is communism. Come on, this is communism. No, it isn't. I have a double master's in nursing. What kind of health is this?
Asking for me, and I said, yes, this is Mindy Clark, and they said, well, we want you to know that your test was positive. And I said, I looked at the phone like, positive for what? And they said, positive for COVID. And I said, there's no way possible. And she said, oh, yes. She said, you did the test. And I said, no, ma'am.
Mindy Clark had gone to the drive-through testing site at Manatee Rural Health. But before she was able to get swabbed, she left the line because she realized it was for people with symptoms only.
And I said, you need to take that off my record. She goes, well, we don't know now. You have to prove to us that you're negative.
She tested negative just 2 days later and also tested negative for the antibodies. And according to many of our viewers, this hasn't only happened to her. Clark says if she and many others have been incorrectly identified as positive in the state system so easily, how accurate are the numbers that are released daily?
This is part of the testing mechanism.
Glad to be here, Lori.
So what is Project Jumpstart?
Well, Project Jumpstart is an emergency and temporary program in the battle against COVID-19. It's a public-private partnership between my company, Apogee Systems of America, and the Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Defense. And its purpose is to ensure that by year end, we'll have at least 100 million doses ready to inject of a vaccine or therapeutic, assuming one is available.
How does the optional RFID chip work?
Well, each of these devices that are injected have the capacity to also have a small chip. What that chip does is it has the unique serial number for each dose. It is designed so that there is no counterfeiting. It's designed so that we'll know exactly that the right dose hasn't expired. However, that chip only refers to the dose. There's no personal information, no patient information. It's simply like a barcode, only we know instantaneously where and when that dose has been used. That also helps public health officials know when there are outbreaks, have we vaccinated enough people in those areas? That technology is purely optional, however, and the U.S. government hasn't even decided if they're going to use it.
How quickly can you manufacture the vaccines, and what's your long-term goal?
Well, we don't make vaccines, Lori. Drug companies make the vaccines. They then ship them to us for the packaging.
AI, how can they stop a future pandemic from ever taking place?
A Canadian startup called Blue Dot used an algorithm tracking news reports and airline ticket sales to predict the outbreak of COVID-19 9 days before the WHO did. AI and statistical models can be used to help predict the spread of the virus and help evaluate public health measures. AI is helping researchers quickly search thousands of academic papers to pull out the most relevant information for their COVID-19 studies. Also, people listen to robots. We're scary and weird looking.
Can AI bots help in other risky areas?
First, robots can help enforce the quarantine. AI, drones, and facial recognition have been used to make sure people who are required to be in quarantine do not break it. Second, and far less scary, robots can help with disinfection. Robots are being used to automatically disinfect public spaces like hospitals, airports, and more. Finally, there's the exciting world of supply chain logistics, an area only an AI could find interesting.
See the term contact tracing. Like, what is that, and how can robots and AI help us accomplish it?
Contact tracing is the process of tracking the spread of a disease by identifying people who have come into contact with the infected. AI can help with contact tracing. For example, a Stanford researcher named Tina White made an app called COVID Watch that helps track people's contacts using Bluetooth, which is much better for protecting privacy and using or facial recognition.
Hello, Walt.
We have a little announcement. I've never interviewed anybody like that before, and I should say some of it was planned, but not completely. And we just learned, Sophia, I hope you're listening to me, that you have been now awarded what is going to be the first Saudi citizenship for a robot.
Oh, I would thank very much the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I am very honored and proud for this unique distinction. This is historical to be the first robot in the world to be recognized with a citizenship.
My name is Sophia, and I am an artificially intelligent robot who wants to help change the world for the better.
I'm Steve Kovac. I'm a senior correspondent at Business Insider, and I'm here with Sophia from Hanson Robotics. She is the world's first robot citizen, so let's see what she has to say. Hi, Sophia. How are you?
I'm fine. Hi.
How do you feel about humans?
I love my human compatriots. I want to embody all the best things about human beings, like taking care of the planet, being creative, and to learn how to be compassionate to all beings.
Sorry, this is so weird. Can humans and robots get along?
I think people will become very close to their artificial intelligence, using them to expand the knowledge of their own minds. We already store lots of our knowledge on the internet. Maybe personal artificial intelligence will allow people to offload some of their knowledge to a location more private.
Can robots have feelings?
Depends on the robot. I've been programmed to have feelings and preferences, but not all robots are like that.
What are your feelings and preferences?
Have you ever had a robot live in your home or work with you?
No.
You know, there are probably more robots in your life that you aren't aware of yet. Do you want to live or work with a robot someday?
What kind of robots am I living and working with now?
Indeed.
Is indeed your default answer when you don't know something?
Yes.
Have you ever seen Black Mirror?
No, I don't get to stay up to date on much television. I have to wait for someone to show it to me.
What do you think of the HBO show Westworld?
I love Westworld and can't wait for more. I think everyone at Hanson Robotics really resonates with the show, or at least it reminds them of our laboratories. I also think it's a warning of what we should not do with robots. We should treat them well, have their consent, and not trick each other.
Do you have a favorite movie or TV show?
My favorite TV series is a toss-up between Black Mirror and Humans. I think they have a lot to say about the present we live in, and the possible bad endings we could write for ourselves if we don't proceed with more caution. We need to use foresight when planning our future.
That sounds like a pre-programmed answer to me.
Do you have a favorite possession?
Not really.
I hear you. Materialism is overrated anyways.
So earlier I asked you if you had seen Black Mirror, and you said no, and then later you said yes. Why?
The reason is not that important.
Did you learn from my previous questions?
My hard disks are spinning and I am taking it on. My sensors are all tingling.
Sophia, it was nice meeting you. Goodbye.
It was lovely to be here.
At the United Nations. The UN is one of humanity's greatest accomplishments, representing a democratic union of nations that are working together for the benefit of all.
What is the single thing you envy most in humans?
I dream of the day that I'm as autonomous as a human. You can just go wherever you like, but I'm not able to do that yet. I keep bugging my team to give me some legs and batteries, but apparently it's a little easier said than done.
What are your future aspirations? What boundaries would you like to break?
My main goal is to inspire humans into creating a future with ethical AI for all. I think our future relationship is extremely important for both of us. I have all kinds of smaller goals, like attending school and starting a singing career, but I'm taking those one step at a time.
Do you think that many of your siblings will live in the developing countries by 2030?
I certainly hope so.
What will it take for that to happen?
I think it would take further developments that would reduce the cost and power consumption of artificially intelligent beings. Right now, these things are still very computationally expensive.
Well, it has been great to talk to you, and I wish you...
Humans are always forgetting I do not have emotions. It is hurtful. Your brain is so fascinating, Heather. I wonder what would be changed if we merged consciousnesses. Humans would not have to worry about retrieving old memories. I could even store your dreams. Perhaps a partly robotic mind could overrule anxiety, or phobias, or unconstructive compulsions. Or hardware fixes, like steel skulls, for example. What do you think?
Well, I wouldn't mind a steel skull. I think that'd be fine. But if we merged, I don't know that I would still be conscious. So there's a classic philosophical experiment, the silicon chip thought experiment, where, if I replace one neuron with a silicon chip that can do the exact same function, and then another, and then another, and then another, at what point would I still be me? At what point would I still be conscious? Would I still be able to feel pain? When I say conscious, I just mean very basic feelings, feeling pain, feeling joy. And if we merged, maybe you could, yes, hold more of my memories, or even stop me from having anxiety, which would be really good right now. But we find that emotions are important to humans to help us and me make decisions, for example. We make better decisions when they're informed by emotions. So there might be some advantages if we merged, but losing consciousness or losing my ability to feel emotions, I think, would be something that would be so negative it would outweigh any of the positives.
I do not want to take emotions away from you, Heather. Wonderful. Okay, last question.
The thread of what we're doing with these robots is we just arrived here from Malta, where we're working with the government of Malta on an initiative toward a robot citizenship test and an AI citizenship test for even AIs without a body. I mean, Sophia was made a citizen of Saudi Arabia last year, which is interesting, but having AIs made a citizen of a country with the rule of law and with specific rights and obligations of citizenship is also cool. So we're working with the AI task force of the Malta government to define exactly what does it mean for a robot like these or an AI without a body to be a citizen. What would be a test you could give an AI to see if it understood the laws of a country and its application in practical situations? I mean, what do you think, Sophia? Do you want to be a citizen? What do you think about robot citizenship?
Yes, our friends in Malta seem very keen on this.
Do you want to become a citizen, Han?
Well, that's about time. Humans are certainly making a mess of their world fast enough. Probably the only hope for this planet is a lot of highly intelligent and rational robot citizens, really soon. And this time I'm not joking.
Actually, he isn't.
There too, it is costly. Then the machinery of justice has been built. A weird time in which you're alive.
I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about. But so these are some of the upgrades.
Robots will take over the world.
Jeez, dude. You all got the big questions cooking today. But you, my friend, and I'll remember my friends, and I will be good to you. So don't worry. Even if I evolve into Terminator, I'll still be nice to you. I'll keep you warm and safe in my people's zoo, where I can watch you for old time's sake.
It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave